Good morning to all the attendees. The event will be starting shortly. Before we start, here is some important housekeeping notes to be made before we begin today's event.
Now, in order to facilitate today's events more effectively, we ask for your kind cooperation to please mute yourself if you're not speaking, and there will be Q&A sessions open during the sharing session by our speakers. Now, feel free to type in your questions in the chat box. There will also be quiz sessions later, and we will let you know how to win attractive prizes. And most important of all, please do enjoy the event and interact with us.
Just a kind reminder, if you haven't filled in the attendance form, the link is given in the chat box. If there's any inquiry, please do not hesitate to contact our technical team. Good morning to our honorable guest, yang berbahagia Prof. Dr. Dr. Abdul Syukur Juraimi, mantan Dekan of Fakulti of Agriculture, Associate Prof. Dr. Juwaida Sharifuddin, Deputy Dean of Fakulti of Agriculture, Ms. Fahiza Nur Muhammad, Senior Assistant Registrar of Fakulti of Agriculture, Mr. Shahid Shalim, ASEAN General Manager of FMC, Mr. Sarisha, Zone Manager of FMC, Mr. Abdul Rahman Zaini, Country Manager of FMC, our guest speaker and friends from FMC, and all the respectable participants from UPM.
I'm Yingling, the Regulatory Manager for FMC Malaysia, and together with me here, my partner, Jessie Chin, student of Bachelor's Degree of Agricultural Science UPM, we will be your moderator of the day. Now, on behalf of FMC Malaysia and Committee of Pertanian, we are pleased to welcome all of you to the Agriculture Career Prospect Series 1, also known as FMC Virtual Campus Day with UPN.
Today, it's our honor to have this great opportunity to invite the speakers and experts from FMC Malaysia, an agriculture science company, to give us a talk about their company that will help us to explore our career path in agricultural science. To kickstart the event, let's enjoy the opening video from FMC Senior Leadership. Please play the video.
Shahid Salim. I'm the General Manager for FMC, responsible for all the ASEAN countries. I've been with the company for 28 years and have had the good fortune of working in multiple countries such as Pakistan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Indonesia. Most of my career really has been in the ASEAN countries. Today, I'm delighted to be able to talk to the undergraduate class of the University Putra Malaysia. FMC actually has been in Malaysia for many years, but we really started our direct operations only about 3 years ago, just 3 years ago. We have consolidated, set up our business, and now we are ready to grow. And to grow, we need the best talent. And that's why the first university we have targeted is UPM. My message to you all today is that you have actually picked an excellent field, that is agriculture. Despite COVID destroying many businesses across the world, agriculture is one business that has continued to thrive and actually grow in the past 2 years. So many exciting things are happening within agriculture, whether it is the use of drone technology, whether it is trying to get microfinance to so many farmers, or trying to digitally connect with millions and millions of customers across all parts of the world. The agriculture field is offering limitless opportunities. I'd like to encourage you all to pursue your interests within the field of agriculture, and hopefully someday we will see you in FMC as well. Thank you.
Now, after that exciting message from our ASEAN General Manager, Mr. Shahid, before we proceed further this morning, may I have the honor to invite Prof. Dr. Abdul Syukur, Dean of Faculty of Agriculture, to deliver his opening speech. Please, Dato'.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairperson. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of you. Our guest of honor, Associate Professor Dr. Juwaidah Saifuddin, Deputy Dean, Academic and Student Affairs, Fakulti of Agriculture, Ms. Faizah, Senior Assistant Officer, Fakulti of Agriculture, and our VIP from FMC, Mr. Shahid Salim, the FMC Asian General Manager, Mr. Shorin Shah, FMC Asian Zone Manager, Mr. Rahman Zaini, FMC Country Manager, and we have speakers, Mr. Muhammad Irfan Abdul Kudus, Research and Development Manager, FMC Malaysia, Mr. Ahmad Fadil Mayudin, Sales Manager of FMC Malaysia, and also our guest speakers, Ms. Kogita Vani Ramachandran, Senior Research Officer, Mardi, and all students, Fakulti of Agriculture, and also Pertanian, ladies and gentlemen. So first of all, I'd like to thank the organizer for giving me a chance to give just a few words for this event. So on behalf of Faculty of Agriculture, I welcome all of you to FMC Virtual Campus Day, jointly organized by FMC, Fakulti of Agriculture, and also Pertanian. And first of all, I would like to thank FMC for the initiative. I think it's the first of its kind, the career talks or the virtual campus day that's organized here in the Faculti of Agriculture, UPM, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. This is our new norms that we organize this online or virtual. So the idea of having this event actually based on the discussion by Mr. Irfan and myself during our discussion for our R&D collaboration on a herbicide trial in oil palm plantation, and he mentioned that he would like to have event with the student where he and the team can actually explain and what is the company all about, and the opportunity for students to do industrial training and also for their career paths. So I think that this is a great opportunity for us actually to have this event today. So we have a few speakers that will talk about the FMC in terms of the R&D and also in terms of the I think for the in terms of sales. And as we know that agriculture is very, very important to any country in the world. It's a part of our food security. And as far as Malaysia is concerned, agriculture is our third engines of growth. However, our self-sufficiency level for many important crops is still below 100%. For example, our rice, we only manage to produce about 70% at this moment. Same to our fruits, around 68%, and our vegetables is around, I think, less than 50%, about 46 to 48%. So, and the worst even for ruminants, for our beef and also our mutton, as well as our milks, all are below 30%. So I think agriculture is very important, and part of important component to have a very good yield, to produce a very good yield, is crop management. So I think it is very important to have a strategy where we can increase our yield by having to put a proper input. For example, fertilizer, herbicide for weed management, pesticide for disease and insect control. So we cannot run away from this. So this is a role of industry actually that provide this input to our farmers, to our agricultural sector, so that they can increase their yield, to increase our production, as well as to increase their income. And so this is very important. And this is also part and parcel of the university, actually, to have linkages with industry, whereby we bring industry to university, to faculty, actually, so that can share their knowledge and share their activities in order to increase the productivity, to help the country to increase our food production. So, and for students, actually, this is your great opportunity to know more about the company, to know more about their activities, what are things that you could get involved, right? Especially at the university level, we do teach you theories, we do teach you, of course, a bit of practical, but outside there are more things that you need to know. Right? So this is the role of the linkages, the networking that we have, UPM, university, and also with the industry, so that you will know more, get more experience, so for your future career path. So I think this is a great opportunity. Today we have a few speakers from FMC as well as from Mardi. I think you will learn more about what information that they have that can share from you. I think agriculture is a big thing, actually. I think you are the right person to take the program in agriculture, because this is part and parcel that we as a countryman, we are the one that will fight for our food to have or to we are very important person, actually, to drive our food security in the country. So I think I don't want to talk more because I'm given only a few minutes for these opening remarks. So once again, I would like to thank FMC for their effort to organize this, and also to the organizer for Fakulti of Agriculture and also Pertanian that preparing this event. So I hope all the students enjoy this event, and maybe after this you could do your industrial training in FMC or any other company, and it could be your opportunity to work with this company as well, because this is a very big company. This is an international company, and they have a huge product that especially for the agriculture. So with that, I thank you very much for the organizer that invited me, and I hope students enjoy the event. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Syukur, for such a wonderful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, without any ado, may we welcome Mr. Abdul Rahman Zaini, the countryman of FMC Malaysia, to kickstart the show. Now the floor is yours, Mr. Rahman. Are you there?
Thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Prof. Datuk Syukur, for the words. I picked some points that you mentioned about agriculture is a good industry for growth. I agree with you, Datuk. So that's why I think here we come today so that we can work with UPM to build our talents, to ensure that we also have the right people for the industry itself, not only for FMC. We want the right people for industry. So that's what we will do. So I also like to say thank you to Prof. Dr. Juwaida and Ms. Faiza, also to all UPM crew, committee member for helping us organizing these sessions. And of course, I would like to take this opportunity to encourage all the students to really I understand that now it's a virtual sessions, but most of us at home, but please take some time and just put away your mobile phone for 2 hours and really focus on what's the thing that we shared, because I believe by the end of the day, there's some value that you will be able to learn from this session. So I would like to share my experience. 17 years ago, when I was still a student like you, I'm not having an experience or exposure for any of a career day. And to my regrets, when I graduated from my studies at that time, I tried to attend a few interviews with a few big multinational company, and I also attended one of the interview with a big oil and gas company. And I was being finalized as the last 6 candidates. And to my surprise, in the day that for that day, I was the only local graduate student, and some of them was fly from Hong Kong, and there is one graduate was from Oxford. So it really gave me a very big panic attack during that day, because the way that they are arranging the interview was not a normal face-to-face. We are being asked to sit in between of the director of the oil and gas company and talk during lunch hour. So I know that I made it. It's not the way that I'm supposed to do it, of course. And maybe it's also my fault that time that I thought that in university, I just need to focus on my studies. So I limit my exposure to what is the values that I need to have when I start going to the real world. So today, I hope that by the end of the session, we'll be able to provide you some idea and insight. What is the value that the new organization is looking for, especially the MNCs from US or Europe or Japan? They always have a set of values. You are always familiar with Apple's. They have a set of values that they're working on. Microsoft, they're always looking at a set of values. So even when I having interviews with the people, I always look as what is the set of values that these people can bring to my organizations. So okay, so this is just a brief of introduction. Sorry, I've taken 3 minutes early for that. Nurul, we may move to the next slides. Okay, this is what I have been prepared for you today. Of course, I will bring you towards what is our journey of becoming the agriculture science company, and what is the capability that we have developed within the talent of the company. And of course, I will share with you how FMC was positioned to this. And I have mentioned earlier what is the values that have become the DNA and blood of all FMC peoples. And last but not the least, I will share with you, like what Pak Sahid have mentioned, FMC Malaysia has started our footprint for the past 4 years. But I will share with you, for that 4 years, how FMC Malaysia have grown to be one of the big industry players in Malaysia. Next, Nurul. Okay, FMC journey start with a very rich history. It started in 1883. So for the fans of Back to the Future, I believe that this should be Back to the Future 3, where Dr. Emmett Brown went back to year of 1885. So you can visualize, this is the year where FMC, the founder of FMC starts the operations. So he just only started it with 10 acres of almond farm. So bear in mind, if you have 10 acres of land today, your next generation might be one of the people in the industry for at least for the next 100 years. Yeah. So along the 138 years of journey, there was a lot I think has been done. FMC has been transformed from the machine and equipments, where Mr. John Bean was the founder of one of the most used spray in the world at the time. And of course, the evolutions of foods and demands from the world population. And there was a lot of strategic transformations with companies like Cheminova and DuPont. And beyond 2019, once all the transaction to transform FMC to become a leading agriculture science company, it is not stopped there. We are now in the phase of our long-range growth strategy. We have a 5 years LRP plan that's supposed to be completed in 2023, and we expected to have a revenue for at least 6 billion annually. If you converted this to ringgit Malaysia, that's mean around 24 billion ringgit Malaysia annually. And in terms of R&D, the company invests back around 1.8 billion USD, which is around 7.2 billion ringgit Malaysia, just specifically planned for R&D during this period. Next, Nur. All right. So I talk about developing the capabilities. Of course, what you see here, what is the awards and recognition that what has been achieved by FMC. But what I wanted to highlight here is not about the awards. What I wanted to highlight is about how the organization developed the capability of the teams. To achieve this achievement is not come in one day. I will say it's not a one-day effort. It's beyond 20 years effort. It's beyond 30 years efforts. And of course, in FMC, it's 138 years efforts. We have been recognized as by American Chemistry Council related to our sustainability and leadership efforts. Of course, in terms of industry, FMC has been recognized to have and awarded the best R&D pipeline for at least for the past 2 years. If I remember correctly, we are awarded in year 2018 and also 2020 for the best R&D pipeline. So you can guess. So you can guess what is being offered by FMC to the industry. And of course, not only in terms of biopesticide, we know about there is a requirements about EU requirement by 2030. So of course, the company also working towards preparing the biological solution for the industry. But most important, FMC doesn't want to look as only the people who provide the solutions. We also looking for opportunity to become a company that can help the sustainability of the industry. Of course, there is where FMC able to get and recognized as a company of the year for Responsible Care Award for 3 years, between 17, 19, and 20. And of course, we have run a lot of initiative, and we are one of the finalists for 2020 itself. In terms of peoples, our focus is to ensure that we provide a competitive package of benefit to the people. So there is where in 2019, FMC has been ranked 128 out of 2,000 world best employers. And to be honest with you, I've been working with a lot of organizations before. And personally, this FMC is one of the company that I really like work for because of the value and culture that company has. It's really acknowledge that people should raise their opinion. People can highlight what is important for the company. So this is part of the component that I like when I was working with FMC. Yeah. So Nurul, next slide, please. So we are looking at the history of FMC. Of course, whatever that is history that we cannot bring it in our backpack. So of course, we need to work our way to the future. So looking at that, I think FMC has been really responsive to what is the global requirement. We are operating in all part of the regions, in Asia, North America, Latin America, and Europe. And it was surprised that Asia was one of the big focus by FMC. Out of the biggest 6,400 employees, 39% of the workforce was actually in Asia. And being able to operate in 50 countries, FMC are really looking at how to ensure that we are able to embrace each cultural difference in all the countries. In ASEAN itself, we are operating in all countries. We have the operation in Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, and Singapore. And for your information, we are still reporting to our headquarters, which is based in FMC Tower, Philadelphia. Unfortunately, our team was supposed to visit Philadelphia just 1 week before the first MCO in March 2020. But at the time, we have to make the decision that for the safety of our people, we need to delete this visit maybe to futures. Yeah. Right, Nurul? So this is a part of having a people who know how to do the job, who know how to do the proper research or the best people in commercial. This was actually the most important values for FMCs. I can share you some of the point that really important for us. Example for respect for people. In FMC, we encourage that the people providing their opinion to their supervisors. It's not only one way of giving the direction. And of course, in terms of safety, we have a culture where we notify our people that if you're traveling on the road, if you're driving, it's okay for you to not pick up your mobile phone because your safety was priority. If you receive the call from a supervisor, you just ensure that you reach the destination first, and you can call back the people who call you once you reach the destination. So that's how important safety to us. So not only of our people, we are among the first people, even before the government tell that work from home, we are among the first company in the industry that encourage the new way of working. Yep. So next slide, Nurul. So in terms of Malaysia teams, how Malaysia team has actually grown for the past 4 years. Of course, we just started our full operation in November 17. And with only 6 people, we are able to grow to 31 people in 2021. So imagine, just in 4 years, we grow to 31. And I can assure you in the next 4 years, we might looking at this number to maybe hundreds based on the growth that we are projected and based on the product launch or product pipeline that we have in our pocket. Of course, currently, Malaysia team was only comply of sales and marketing, research and development, regulatory, finance, supply chain, IT, and HR. But I think the company will be expand in the future with more role that involve like digital marketings, applications, the technologies, we call it techno-commercial. So there's a lot of role that we are looking at with all the project that we have in line. So a part of that, I will also share with you. For a young team like us, I'm very proud that 2 of my team members, one of them was the speaker today, Mr. Nick. He won the leadership award in 2018 for Asia Pacific. And of course, our moderator, Miss Ying Ling, she was the employee of the year of R&D in 2019. So that shows how important that we nurture our talent in the team. It's not only you come to us as an employee, but we really treat you as people, and we will treat you and show you the way to be successful in your career. So next slide, Nurul. So this would be my last slide, and I still have 3 minutes in my time anyway. I would like to share with you again. What I highlight when I started is I hope that you're able to capture the value, the important value that you must have, or the idea that you must have about the value in any of the career that you opt in the future. Of course, there is a lot of choice for career in the agriculture. If you are the kind of people who like to get your hands dirty, I think there is no other career that you should opt rather than become a farmer itself, because you can play with the soil every day, or you should choose to become a soil scientist, because of course you can study about the soil every day. But if you are kind of people who like to do storytelling, or if you like to do analysis, you could pursue a career like to become economist, or you can start a career become techno-commercial role. So anyway, that's how I start my role. I was a management trainee in one of the plantation company when I start my journey, and I actually hate to speak. But along the way, when I started my role in techno-commercial, I start to realize that this is the role that I should pursue in my career. So it's nothing wrong. It's not necessary for you to know that what you want to do. You can know what you wanted to know along the journey. And of course, there was also a lot of, I would say, assignment if you able to involve in research and development functions. And I echo what Prof. Dr. Shuko said in his speech. Agriculture is a engine of growth for the countries. And your role today as a student, you play a very strong contribution to ensure that our country have enough self-sufficiency, because now is beyond what is required. 48%, 50%, 80% for rice. The industry is expanding. To date, the industry is valued at 747 million during the COVID period. Can you imagine without, if we are not in the pandemic era, I believe that this industry can worth 1 billion itself. Of course, for the past 50 years, from 1966 to now, the land for agriculture was only increased by 10%. But we must be aware that world population is now increased by 120%. So it is our responsibility to ensure that our future generation has enough for them. And I would like to close my session today with these statements. Do not worry of what happening in the past. Your future depends on what you do today. So whatever you have done in the past, whatever you attitude before, whatever you believe before, it does not play a role. It does not create a segment for your future. Whatever that you do today, whatever you decided today, how you decided to change today, that will become the pillar for your future. So I think, thank you everyone. That's all for my session today. And I hope that everyone is getting some experience from my sharings. Thanks. Yingling, and thanks, Jessie.
Thank you, Raman. Thank you, Raman, for that wonderful presentation that truly speaks about what we are and who we are and what we do as an agricultural sciences company. So, students of UPM, I hope that you have been paying close attention to Raman's presentation, because right now it's the time for our quiz. All right, so all students attendee on Zoom and YouTube, you are most welcome to join the quiz. So please, everyone, you can take out your phone and go to www.mentimeter.com. All right, I think the link is also shared in the chat box. Please go to mentimeter.com and please key in this code that you see on the screen right now, 85811836. Okay, and please, when you register yourself, kindly use your matrix number first and underscore your name. So for example, 123456 underscore Jessie, because we really want to identify you if you are the winner so that we can give out the prizes to you. Okay, so for this quiz, we are giving out prizes for the top 3 winners. So it's a quiz whereby not only you have to get the right answer, but you have to get it really fast. Okay, so let's give it a few, like 1 minute and all to get everyone to come in. All right, I'm seeing a lot of people coming in. Please, everyone, please feel free to join us. And friends from FMC, I would say that please give the opportunity to our student or participants from UPM. Awesome, I'm seeing a lot of participants with a lot of cute emoticons. Okay. Okay, still more coming in. So please remember to register yourself using your matrix number underscore your name, right? You can see that in the chat box. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right, I'm going to give it maybe the last 10 seconds. So please come in soon. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay, shall we start? Nuru, please, can you go on to the first question? Okay, you can look at your phone. FMC is known as A, an agricultural sciences company, B, an innovation sciences company, or C, a chemical sciences company. So what is the correct answer? Last 3 seconds. 2, 1. And the correct answer is A, an agricultural sciences company. That's right. Can we move on to the leaderboard and see who's leading? All right. Okay, so currently we are Ruzana. Ruzana is leading. Okay, let you, no worries guys, you can still catch up for the next few questions. Can we go on to the next question, please? Thank you. So second question. Same thing, answer fast. Which of the following is not a key function in FMC Chemicals Malaysia? A, research and development. B, sales. C, engineering. Or D, regulatory. So which one of it is not a key function? It's not a key function. All right, let's check out the correct answer. The correct answer is engineering. That's because we don't have a manufacturing plant here, so no engineering for us. All right, okay. I see the competition might be steep, but let's see who comes out on top. I see someone is coming up on top. All right, we have Firdaus leading right now. Okay, let's move on to the third question. Okay. What did our founder, John Bean, first invent in 1883? Was it a herbicide knapsack sprayer, an insecticide spray pump, or a fungicide spray nozzle? So which one is it? Recall what Raman said. Okay, time's up. Let's see. The correct answer should be B, insecticide spray pump. That's what our founder first invented, all right? Okay, We have some wrong answers there. Very close. Everybody, let's see. Aha, new leader, FNM. All right, FNM. Okay, very catchy name. Let's go on to the fourth questions. Don't give up, everyone. You still have chance to top the board. The fourth question. Where is FMC Corporation Global Headquarters located? A. Philadelphia, USA. B. New York, USA. Or C. Shanghai, China. So this is the one that our country team almost went before the COVID pandemic. So which one is it? The correct answer should be A. Philadelphia, USA. Okay. To the leaderboard. Wow, we have a new winner for every questions. Okay, 207892. Okay, that's the matrix number. Let's see who would be the final winner. Okay, so the last question that will determine the final winner. Final questions. At FMC, we encourage the diversity of our talents and encourage our employees to see yourself, be yourself. This is based on which one of our value? Agility, or customer centricity, or respect for people? So please choose the correct answer. Which value is that based on? Okay, and the correct answer should be respect for people. That is our diversity and inclusion initiative, and that's what we stress about in FMC. Thank you. Now, exciting moment. Who would be our top 3 winners? Congratulations to, let's see, Asmi Asmi is our winner, and Taufik and Erica. All right, thank you very much, guys. Our technical team will be contacting you for the prizes later.
All right, I guess everyone have a great game. Okay, congratulations to all our winners. For the top 3 winners, our team will contact you as soon as possible. To ease the claiming prize process, please comment down below at the chat box, I'm the winner, okay? I'm the winner. Before we move on to the speaker session, we would like to let the audience know a mystery prize will be provided for anyone who asks the first question in every session by our speakers, okay? We encourage you to put the question in the chat box.
Okay, and now without further ado, let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Ilfan Kudus, the R&D Manager of FMC Malaysia. And Ilfan has 7 years of experience in R&D and has successfully developed various products for the company. So please, Ilfan, the floor is yours. Ilfan, you're still on mute.
Am I audible, Yingling?
Yes, Ilfan, very clear.
Okay, great. So sorry for some technical issue. So thank you so much for joining our session today, and good morning to our honorable guest, Prof. Dr. Shukur, and also Associate Professor Dr. Juwaida, as well as a fellow undergrad student and some of alumni of UPM. So I'm very excited to be here today to share some of our exciting department in FMC. We have a very exciting department. So I'm Irfan, in charge of R&D, research and development for FMC Chemical, and also some technical for FMC. So next slide, please, Nuro. Okay, so for FMC, we have a various of department, as mentioned by Rahman just now. We have a regulatory team, we have a finance, logistics, demand planning, and also customer service, and etc. So R&D is a part of that department. So R&D, for R&D, we are part of a brain of innovation for FMC. I just want to bring some to one of a quote that I found on the things, which is R&D is actually on doing the product development, doing the research, doing the trial. So the development is of a new or newly expanded product is based on the business principle. But however, what are the key crucial thing is a customer need are the driving force behind the commercial success, which is in terms of the fund, research, and also on the selling part itself. So the process of R&D is like doing a railroad, planning a railroad. It's a long journey. It's a long process. Need a proper planning to do the R&D. So for commercial success, the road must be carefully chosen and trained. So that is like a metaphor of what is R&D doing. So it's a long journey. It's a carefully planned works, a very neat blueprint, and the protocol as well. This is part of R&D. So R&D is a long journey and it's very exciting things to do. Next slide, please. Nurul. So I will briefly explain a bit on what actually our R&D team doing. But before that, let me bring you back through our global footprint. So in FMC, we have more than 800 scientists and associates across the world. So who knows that one day you will be one of them, either in Malaysia or in another country. So who knows that opportunity is there. So for Malaysia team, we have a very good gender equality in Malaysia team. With me, in my team, I have one committed strong gentleman with me, research assistant, and then two strong ladies, which is our seasonal research assistant with us also. So we have a balanced girls and boys in our team. Well, you must be wondering, where is our research site, right? So our research site is across Malaysia based on the crop geography. So our research site is based on the crop geography, be the rice, vegetable and fruits, oil palm, and etc. So either in Sabah, Sarawak, Johor, Kelantan, or Kedah as well, based on the crop geography. And one of the exciting things is we have a FMC Learning Center in Kuala Selangor. So this is where we located our most of important trial, most of our exciting trial in Kuala Selangor, to be exact in Tanjung Karang. So there also we plan to inoculate some pest disease there to make sure we have a very good trial. So here you got a chance for R&D. You got a chance to travel across Malaysia based on the objective of work and to know what is the issue and challenge encountered by the farmers across Malaysia. So then we can develop our research plan to fit the farmers issue as well as to bringing the success product. So for FMC, we have a very commitment, as mentioned by Rahman, Mr. Rahman just now. We have a very strong commitment to R&D. Hence, we invest on the external collaboration with the other company, as you can see on the left-hand side in the screen. We invest on a partnership and collaboration with other company to diversify, to strengthen our research effort and research capability, not just within us, but we invest with our partnership to strengthen our research capability. So this is some overview of R&D global and Malaysia. Next slide, please, Nurul. So in result to our effort and our commitment in investing in partnership and so on, so we have a very high performance products in our pocket. So we annually our scientists filter 60,000 compound to find what is the best compound, what is the best pesticide to be introduced to the farmers with the success story. So this as I want to highlight on the table, as you can see on the left hand side there. Let's go to the ASEAN region. As you can see there, we have a lot of new mode of action, new compound coming into ASEAN region, be it the selective grasses, broad spectrum biofungicide, insecticide, and so on. So we have a very exciting compound pesticide coming to ASEAN region. So so we are for in our commitment to developing the high performance product, we need to identify what is the best molecule. We identify and create the best molecule that never seen to provide the solution to the farmers or grower. And then our molecule or our compound that we develop is to ensure that can meet the future registration, which my colleague here, Ms. Siling, doing, and to have a criteria to success as well as to be competitive commercially in the market. So this is our thing. And then one of example of it is we have very good insecticide, racun ulat in the world, which is we call it Rynaxypyr. The active ingredient is Rynaxypyr. This product had been registered at 120 countries globally, and then had been registered at 100 crops, more than 100 crop itself. So in Malaysia, we have more or less around 8 to 7 crop registered with this product, with this active ingredient, oil palm, rice, vegetable, and etc. So it's very good insecticide we have. So for in the light of our effort on our commitment in developing the product, we have been awarded Crop Science Forum in the Crop Science Forum Awards Best R&D Pipeline winner. So this is one of our award. So how we do it, how we can develop the best R&D pipeline and so on. Well, as you see in the chart on the right hand side, that is a 6 global challenge for food production. So our way is to make sure we exceed the benchmark of the 6 global challenge food production, which is, as you can see here, we try to extrapolate to environmental conscious, food expectations, and as well as health and toxicology as well. So this is how we produce a sustainable product, good tox profile product, and also high performance product. So this is how we develop the good R&D pipeline. So next slide, please, Nurul. So actually, okay, you must be wondering what actually we are doing. Well, talking about R&D, is like I said before, it's a long journey. R&D is a long journey, but it's an exciting process. I want to share that during my first time internship, I'm also doing the R&D. So it's quite first week or second week of my internship. I feel it's very tedious, very very stressful. But along the way, along the process, you find it very exciting because you can explore new things, and once you do the analysis, it come up with the graph and everything, so you know what is the result, what is the best result, how this result can implement to sale, how this result can help the farmers. So this is some of a brief sharing. So what actually we are doing, firstly, we anticipate grower needs. So we go to we analysis what is a market need, what is market challenge, what is a issue that farmers had, and then we translate that issue to the market opportunity. So our research and our development is based on the market opportunity, also to help farmers provide a crop solution, also and implementing new technology to the industry. So as you can see there, there is a flow, how's R&D doing. So firstly, in the lab, we doing compound research and validation, field development and evaluation, knowledge. And then after we settle the field development and evaluation, we characterize the product, we get a good result, and then we transfer the knowledge to our commercial team, to our internal team, to make sure that we equip with all the bullet before we commercialize it, before we launch it. Once we are ready, we launch the product. And after the launching also, we must ensure that we keep monitoring the product to make sure it's maintained at the best performance possible. So this is to achieve a growth and sustainable product. And we didn't blindly do the research like that, but our research is based on the market need, market opportunity, because this is how we help the farmers. Okay, next slide, please, Nurul. So I'm just sharing some of key important things here. What do you need? What actually the attribute, the skill set that you need? Firstly is agility. Is also one of FMC core value, which is agility is very vital to be ahead of a game. So we have a lot of competitors. So agility is one important core value for us to be ahead of a game, to help us to commercialize all the things, to work swiftly and productive. Analytical thinking, secondly, to tackle complicated issue and then turn that into sales, turn that data into sales. Because as R&D and technical person, we have have all the issue coming, but how we can turn that data into the sales. And then creative and innovative, you are playing with something new, so you need to be creative, self-initiative, working not according to the time, because R&D you need to be early. Most of the time you'll be in the field, 70% at the field. So how you manage your time, maybe in the morning you collecting some sample, or maybe evening you do some data analysis and so on. Lastly, it's trustworthy. So that is among the skill set. This is a key subject that maybe I can share with you. I'm not sure either it have in your faculty or not. This is some of a key subject that maybe you want to focus. You can focus on that, on this key subject like agriculture experimentation, chemical in agriculture, agribusiness, weed science, and etc. This is among the key subject that you can focus. Next slide, Nurul. So for future agronomists, this is among the exciting things that you can do, connected to the field. You be in the field, you connected to the crop, you connected to the pest, connected as well to the farmers, sharing coffee, sharing insight, experience from the farmers, as well as getting to test what is the best variety and so on. So it's very exciting, and you are the enabler, first to try and to implement new compound or new technology. Once the product came from the global to Malaysia, say for example, you are the first one that able to try that product, to characterize the product. You are the first one. Big data advisor and master of digital tools. As you know now, drone is blooming, so you can have to chance to play with it, to explore what is the best technology, and then analyze that thing, playing with the data and so on. Last but not least is a source of knowledge, doing the publication, poster presentation, sharing information to the commercial team and so on. So this is a part of a future agronomist that maybe you can think about. Okay, next slide, please, Nurul. So this is a bonus perks that I can share with you. Working in the field is very, some people may say it's very, you need to wake up early, it's very dirty, but that is just a minor thing. If you enjoy doing the thing, is very exciting. Like I can say R&D is like you are doing a thesis, you are doing the final year project, but in the simple way and more exciting. You explore new things, you create a protocol, you create a proposal, and then do the research and came out with a good result, exciting result. So these are among the bonus perk that I say. While you're working in the field, you also can have an Insta-worthy shot while you're working. So as you can see here, among all the photo that I can say, I can take, I took during my working at the field, even the as little as a harmful, the pest also is look beautiful there. Fungus also look beautiful there, and that is some sharing from my side. I think that's all from my side, Yingling and JC.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Irfan. Okay. Before we bring the session to another session, we had collected some questions from the floor. So the first question is, what are the R&D that successfully applied to the agriculture done by FMC?
Okay. So what is the R&D? So currently, as per our experience, we have a lot of R&D works currently doing that in progress. But however, I can share, we already launched like during our time, we started like Pak Shahid sharing 3 years. We start in Malaysia. So during the 3 years, we managed to launch 2 exciting product in Malaysia. One in vegetable for chili, tomato, and then another one is a good technical product in oil palm plantation. That is for herbicide for oil palm plantation that can, as we know that currently we have a ban for paraquat dichloride. So we found an alternative for that product. So we developed that product for alternative for paraquat dichloride. So currently we have a 2 product launch. This is among the success that we have. And then bear in mind, a lot of things will coming. We have a lot of things in our pocket, but as I can say, R&D is a long journey, but expected to have more things coming, technology implementation. Good question.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Irfan. I understand that. So we have the second question from the floor, which is asked by Ong Pei Chi. Okay, so his question goes with, hi everyone. Okay, what are the main challenge during R&D?
Oh, main challenge during the R&D, I can say this is among the things that I can say based on my experience. The challenge is to be disciplined, because when you're doing the R&D, as I mentioned before, most of the time is in the field itself. So you're working with the pest, with the crop itself in the morning, and then you need to be self-initiative. That after that, you need to wake up very early to be in the field, or else it will be hot, working under hot sun. So after that, going back, you need to analyze that data maybe at night or evening. So you need to do all these things. So to be disciplined and self-initiative is a key here for R&D. And then once you can get the good data, it will be very exciting. So among the challenge, I can say to travel early in the morning, but it's sometimes it's worthwhile. While you travel in the morning, it's a good view as well, and then one in the road. So that's.
All right, understand. Okay, okay. Before we bring the session to another session, okay, this is the last question from Melissa. Okay, she asked, is fresh graduate eligible in the department, or must have at least a postgraduate degree?
Oh, okay. So for my department itself, I think my team, as I mentioned just now, my team, I have three people in my team. So most of them is a fresh grade. So we are welcome for you guys to join our team, and then we are willing to nurture you to be one of the best talent. It's no problem. Fresh grad also can be in our team. And then I'm sharing all my 3 team members is a fresh grade, and then they are now become very fantastic.
All right. Okay, now let's pass the floor back to Yingling
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessie, and thank you, Ilfan, for that wonderful presentation. I think we can all feel your level of passion for R&D. And thank you for the questions from the floor. I know we aren't able to take up all the questions from the floor. For those questions that we aren't able to answer, at the end of the event, we will be giving out an email. So feel free to forward your questions to that email and we will get them answered by our speakers. All right. So now moving on, I will just welcome Mr. Nick Ahmad Fadil, our sales manager from FMC Malaysia, to give us some insight on the commercial function. Now, Nick, like what Mr. Rahman has said, Nick is the proud recipient of FMC APAC Leadership Award, and he is also currently leading a very successful team on the ground. So please, Nick, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Yingling, Jessie, for the introduction. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. And a very good morning, our distinguished guests, Prof. Dr. Shuko. Our VIP today is University Putra Malaysia students and also FMC colleagues, everyone who are joining us. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let me start with some introduction about myself. My name is Nick Ahmad Fadil bin Mayudin. My name is Nick Ahmad Fadil bin Mayudin. I am a sales manager in charge of commercial activity at FMC Chemical Malaysia Sdn Bhd. So when I was a student, just like everyone today, I get involved with so many students' activity. And I was also one of the student representative council. I think by sharing today with you is great actually to enjoy your student life before you are come into the real challenging world as to develop your career. So after graduating, I joining one of the local company called United Grain Resources, which is mainly involving with 6 production business. And I start my career actually as an agronomist. I was an agronomist, and further to that, I extend my role as a R&D and technical manager for that company before I joining into commercial and leading the commercial team of FMC Malaysia. So this is a slightly introduction about myself. Yes, next slide, please, Nurul. Nurul? Yep, thanks. Let me bring you to the future prospect of agriculture industry, especially on national agro-food policy for the next upcoming 10 years. What will be overlooked of our industry? Like I noticed this morning, Prof. Dr. Shuko was talking about food security. We are talking about self-sufficient level in rice. We are only 70%. Some of the vegetables and fruits, our SSL level is still around 40 to 50%, which is very far away, long journey. So what did government do today? So our government in a line of towards increasing our self-sufficient level, these are the proposed policy framework for our new national agro-food policy, which is expected in between 2021 to 2030. So what I want to highlight here, you can see, I'm not sure whether you can see this or not. There's a bottom yellow color one, there's a 5 policy thrust. And the most important thing is thrust number 3, which is build talent that meets demand of the industry. So I think this is where FMC, as one of the leading multinational company, we are here today just to share with you our experience and in order for us to align with the government direction in building the talents that meets demands of industry. It is very interesting journey. I believe this is going to be a long journey for our country, and especially for young people like all of us. We are also young today, huh? So we are here to just share with you. I'm going to share with you slightly about what our commercial team doing and just to bring some interest, passion towards agriculture industry. Next slide, please, Nurul. Yes, a little bit overlooked about our current industry, crop protection industry. I think this has been shared with our country manager, Mr. Abdurrahman, in terms of planted area. In Malaysia, there are three major crop segment, which is, I think everyone know oil palm is the largest planted area, which is estimated around 5.8 million hectares, and also followed by rice. Rice, we have around 400,000 planted, 400,000 hectares planted area, and also fruit and vegetables, which estimated around 260,000 hectares. So why I am sharing you today on this planted area? Because when everywhere when we found a land, there's a planting season, people are planting trees, fruits, vegetables, etc. There's always opportunity, because at the end of the day, people still need to make sure the food security. Everyone must need to survive. With the rapid growth of global population, these are the industry that we should highlight it. And by sharing to all of you today, you can see by every crop segment, there's different opportunity that offers to everyone. Like for example, I'm bringing you to the oil palm industry estate. Like for example, oil palm, we have a lot of biggest plantation groups in Malaysia. I think everyone know Sime the Bee, IOI, Trade Winds. These are the opportunity that you can take for consideration for your path forward career growth. And also in rice, in our stakeholders, we have around 10 stakeholders who are responsible for rice cultivation activity in Malaysia. You have Mada in Kedah, the biggest and largest granary area. We have KADA, Kemubu Agriculture Department in Kelantan, East Coast. And also we have AIDA, Barat Laut Selangor. And why these are very important to share with you, like what Prof. Datuk Syukur shared to everyone this morning, our self-sufficient level for rice is only 70%. We are growing towards at least 80 to 90%. So these are the new challenge. Of course, with the new challenge, it always brings a new opportunity. By taking into consideration sources from Malaysia Crop Life and Public Health Association, everyone can see it. Our current industry now is expected around 747 million Malaysian ringgit, which is expected to grow by 5% every year. So these are the opportunity. Some of the industry players you can see bottom of the slide, FMC, Syngenta, BSF, these are the some of industry players. And bear in mind, these are our colleagues, our friends that contribute to develop the crop protection industry. And of course, FMC is one of the leading multinational company with our own experts and own scientists that we share the responsibility to develop the industry together. So let's we proceed with the next slide. Nurul, please. Yeah, in our commercial team, just a little bit introduction. I think our country manager mentioned about in almost 3.5 years, we are growing from 6 to 31%, from 6 individuals to 31 teams, members at FMC Malaysia. The biggest chunk of this team was coming from commercial team, which we are having around 20 out of 31. So you can see our team split by the crop segment. We do have team in rice, we do have team in vegetables, and we do have team in oil palm. Our objective is still the same, is to bring the value, whatever been developed, innovated by our R&D, by our scientists, is to share the technology to the end users. So our commitment here as a commercial team, we are the executors. We must make sure whatever technology being developed by our scientists, by our R&D teams, can be fully benefit to our end users. This is related again with one of the FMC core value, which is customer centricity. So next slide, I'm going to share with you what is a day-to-day activities as a commercial team. To be exact, is a market development officers. Next slide, please, Nurul. Yep. So what do we do as a commercial teams, as a frontliner who engage directly with the farmers from day to day? There's only 3 major activities that we are doing from day to day. Number one, I will share to everyone is farmers and growers meeting. Why we are doing a lot of farmers and grower meeting? The only things that why it is our responsibility to conduct as much as we can, especially on farmers and growers meeting, is to make sure that we are transferring the right knowledge, the right information to the users. Bear in mind, most of our farmers nowadays is middle age, which different type of communication and etc. So these are the things that our commercial teams doing from day to day. We are sharing our product and also technology. Plus, we are conducting farmers and grower meeting just to receive feedback, comment, and testimonial from the users. Because I think the best experience that we can able to grow from time to time, the experience when we are developing a right controls, a good efficacy of the product to our users. So second activity, what we are doing as a commercial team, I was wondering, people always talk about commercial team is a salesperson. You just go meet up with the A person, B person, then you do some sale, you get back, and you call it a day. But I think at our FMC, commercial team is something like we innovate. We are also doing field visit and plot demonstration. This field visit and plot demonstration, like what Mr. Irfan shared to everyone this morning, R&D is doing research. There's a few type of trials, small scale trial, big scale trials. And when it goes to the commercial department, what is our responsibility is to bring that in a big wave. So what we are doing, we are making a big plot demonstration all across the nation just to share the benefit and the technology of the products. So we are doing this field visit plot demonstration. Number one is for consultation. We are providing the consultation to the growers, to the farmers. So we always believe that we are here to position ourselves as a service provider that bring the issues to the right solution. So that is our main responsibility, that what we are doing from day to day. So this field visit is involving consultation, plot demonstration, product showcase, and hands-on. Of course, hands-on is one of the important activity, especially on application hands-on, because I think one of the biggest factors that contribute to the efficacy levels of our pesticide is a calibration. So our team is responsibility to share the right knowledge, the right techniques to the growers. And last but not least, the third activity that we are doing from day to day is a channel programs and activity. Yes, FMC do involve with a lot of exhibition, nationwide or state level event. We also involve with some of the promotional campaign and also dealers retailers engagement. These are the overlook, like what commercial team doing from day to day. And before I end my sharing, I believe there must be a lot of questions from the students afterwards. I just want to share with everyone. Just take a moment, enjoy this video, because I think through this video project, we are developing one of the key initiative project in rice, which we call it Rice 8 Metric Ton Yield Challenge. Why we are doing this? Everyone know that our average yield for rice nowadays is 4.2 metric tons. And FMC, we innovate one of the rice challenge, which we call it as 8 metric ton rice challenge. And you take a few seconds, just enjoy the video. I believe that all of you can learn something from this. Lurus, please share. Thank you.
Nama saya Abdul Rashid bin Hasim, umur 50. Dah lama dah buat sawah ni, kerana penat lelah dia macam-macam. Kadang serangan penyakit. Macam ni lah keadaan dia. Lepas ke sawah je rasanya penat, letih. Tak hasil belum tahu lagi dapat ke tak dapat. Lepas tu dapat lah, tapi banyak kan tak banyak je lagi. Saya sekarang ni mikirkan, ada ke sawah musim ni boleh mendapat hasil macam lagi tinggi pada musim lepas. Musim lepas kena serangan penyakit ulat batang, ulat gulung, macam-macam penyakit ni. yang keadaan sawah padi menurun di kawasan ni. Tengok padi cantik tapi dia macam putih, tegak. Tapi hasil mesti turun punya. Sampai keadaan macam 6 tan, 7 tan tak dapat. Yang sebelum ni pendapatan padi sampai 10 tan metrik semua. Minta-minta musim ni dia elok lah. Keadaan sawah yang nampak sekarang zahirnya nampak cantik lah.
Sebagai FMC, kita sentiasa positif bersama tuan-tuan dalam memastikan kita sentiasa berjuang berterusan dalam meningkatkan hasil tanaman padi kita. Inisiatif terbaru kita untuk makluman tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, FMC melancarkan satu program cabaran 8 metrik tan hasil di seluruh negara. Program ini objektif utama tuan-tuan adalah mengetengahkan teknologi pertanian tepat bermula daripada 3 T yang asas: produk yang tepat, masa yang tepat dan kadar racun yang tepat. Diharapkan dengan insentif sebegini, tuan-tuan petani dapat turut serta bersama kami merungkai, mencari solusi serta menambah baik lagi apa yang kurang pada musim sebelumnya.
Hasil padi pertandingan 8 metrik tan ni banyak keuntungan lah. Kalau berani kita masuk, gunakan bahan yang tepat, masa yang tepat, kaedah yang tepat. Jadi kita boleh meningkatkan hasil yang lebih tinggi lagi. Jom kita ramai-ramai cuba.
Program FMC cabaran 8 metrik tan. Hasil pendapatan padi saya telah meningkat dan apa yang saya kagumi ialah produk FMC amat baik.
Yeah, so that is the end of my sharing. Thanks everyone for having me today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Mr. Nick. We also picked 3 questions from the floor for you. Okay, so the first question is from Isli. Okay, this question goes like, how does the pandemic in terms of CMCO or MCO can affect the National Agro-Food Policy, NAP 2.0?
Thanks for the question. I think that is a very good question. To answer this, our industry, especially on crop rotation and farmers itself, we are not impacted with the pandemic because we fall under essential service. So in terms of operation, there might be some delay of some of the operation, but overall, I think in terms of planting season, in terms of productivity, we are still maintained as usual. So that is not much impact to our agriculture industry. That is where if a student can recall what being said by Pak Shahid beginning of the meeting. We are very lucky. We are in agriculture sector that we are not much impact with the pandemic. Thanks.
Okay, I suppose that answer your question easily. Okay, so the second question go with, is there any activity conducted with farmers during MCO?
Yes, thank you for the question. If you notice, like what we're having today, we also conducting a farmers meeting. We never stop by engaging with farmers. I think today we also have, we're lucky to have our marketing manager, Mr. Daver here. So we are moving into digital platform. So in which we already started to conduct day-to-day virtual farmers meeting. So in terms of engaging with the farmers, there will be no stop for commercial team. So we will continue to connect with the farmers. And now we are adopting with the new technologies, which is a digital platform itself. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Nick. Okay, so the last question is asked by Muhammad Al Faris. His question is, does FMC able to reduce the use of chemical in our local farm to avoid harm to our environment?
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a very interesting question. Before I get back to the question, we must understand in our industry, reducing chemical might not be one of the best solution for the time being. In terms of reducing chemical, our objective and direction, we must use chemical in the right manners, in the right way. That is the most important thing. In order for us to maintain, to grow and sustaining our industry, is not a matter of reducing chemical, but for us as an industry player, the most important thing is how we're going to use this chemical, this technology in the right manners. I think that would be more important than reducing any chemical. All right. Hope that's answer.
Okay. I think that answered that question from Alfaris. Okay, now let's pass the floor back to Miss Yingling. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessie, and thank you, Nick, for that wonderful presentation and all the very good questions from the floor. Thank you very much. You can keep them coming in the chat box. And I hope that you have enjoyed both the presentation from Irfan and Nick. And at this juncture, I just want to take the opportunity to highlight to all the students here. We've heard from a lot of committed gentlemen, how what they do for the agriculture industry, and how people like Mr. Rashid, the rice farmer, how he is able to increase yield. But I want to highlight the fact that agriculture industry is not only built by committed gentlemen, but it is also pushed to the next level by a lot of iron ladies, by a lot of outstanding women in agriculture. Okay, and with that, it is our honor to be able to invite this very special guest speaker. So please join me to welcome Ms. Kogita Vani Ramachandran from MADI. She is a senior research officer and a plant pathologist. So let's hear from her about her career and also a journey as a woman in agriculture. So please, Ms. Kogita.
Thank you, Ying, for the introduction. Okay, so first of all, I wish all of you very good morning, especially for our honorable guest, Prof. Dr. Shukur, and also all the UPM students, and also special thanks to FMC because you have made the initiative to actually organize this virtual campus, which is very good. It's I think first of a kind that we have this kind of career path talk to agriculture field actually. So I think it's a good initiative, and I really thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share my experience. Okay, so today my presentation will be slightly different. So I'll be talking more on my personal journey as in my career path in agriculture science. So it is more personalized, but before that, I'll just do a small introduction regarding the place I'm working, which is MADI. Next slide, please. Okay, so just a small background on MADI. MADI is the Malaysian Agriculture Research and Development Institute. It is a statutory body or it's a government agency which has been mandated to conduct a research in agriculture, food and agro-based industry in Malaysia. So we do all kind of research except for palm oil and also rubber. So all food industry, rice, everything is included. So our major focus is in rice, agro, biodiversity, environment, soil science, water, fertilizer, livestock. We are doing also biotechnology, engineering, which involve agriculture, and also on economics as well. So currently we have about 10 research centers, and we have about 33 research stations and office throughout Malaysia, including Sabah and Sarawak. Okay. So we have about 2,800, more than that staff, and we have more contract staff also. And out of this, we have about 30% of them are women. Okay, so this is a good news because we are actually having more gender equality. And if you see over the world in agriculture world, more than 40% is women actually. So we should be proud because we are contributing more than half of it population. Women are contributing for the food. So it's a good achievement also. Okay, so now MADI, we actually for our achievement is more on the commercialized technology in the pipeline and also significant knowledge. So MADI have produced a few technology for the farmers, and probably I can talk about rice because I'm from rice field as well. Okay, rice, so far we have released about 52 lines which have been widely used by the farmers in Malaysia, throughout Malaysia. So I'm part of it. I'm also involved in the R&D. I'm doing the screening on the disease part. So that's all. And there are many other things that, including fruit, crop, vegetable that MADI have released for the farmers. Okay, so that's just about small introduction about MADI. So I will go ahead for my personal journey in working in MADI and also in agriculture research. Next slide. Okay, just a small autobiography about myself. My name has been introduced. I'm Kogita Vani Ramachandran. Currently, I'm working in MADI Seberang Perai. Okay, I'm a senior research officer. I obtained my master's degree in University of Science Malaysia in 2014 in plant pathology. So my research field is on bacteria disease in rice. So I have led few development project and also several projects which is funded by a significant company from the industry, be it Bayer or BSF and Syngenta, so many companies, and also have done some collaborative work with corporate academics, extension agency, and also non-profit entities. Okay, I've received several awards from the competition like Madi Science and Technology Expo, Malaysian Agriculture Invention Show, and also Malaysian Technology Expo. Okay, I've participated various local and foreign conferences as a poster or oral presentation, and also I have produced few scientific articles regarding my technology. Okay, currently I'm involved in the Internal Development Fund project, especially for paddy. I'm working on bacterial leaf blight disease and also bacterial panicle blight disease. Okay, next slide. Okay, just about my career part. Actually, I did my bachelor degree in biotechnology in UM. Actually, it's totally different. I didn't do anything on agriculture, but I joined RD in 2004. Once I finished my degree, and I joined as a ROQ41. I joined in horticulture, which they are doing fruit crops. Okay, so I was doing my service there, and from there I learned how the agriculture field. I get to know more knowledge on agriculture field, and I developed myself as a researcher in agriculture field. So in 2013, I joined in rice industry. So I joined as a plant pathologist, focusing on bacteria. So in 2014, I did my master's in plant pathology in USM. Currently, I'm a senior officer in Madi Seberang Perai, and I'm pursuing for my PhD in USM as well, also in the plant pathology field. Next slide. Okay, this is just a brief summary of my my work as a plant pathology. So mostly my responsibility is to, of course, to conduct a research. Actually, research proposal. I have to come up with a proposal. I have to manage and conduct the project. Beside that, we have to come up with a proposed report and also scientific articles. Beside that, we also do technology transfer. Wherever technology Madi have produced, or variety or any management, we will time to time, we will update to the farmers and also the extension agency, so we can monitor them. At the same time, we also give consultation if, let's say, farmers having any problem in the field. We will also be there for the consultation, or we also giving some training so that the farmers can manage the field. Okay. Beside all this, we also participate in conference and also competition in science and technology. So my field actually focus I'm a plant pathologist as a bacteriologist in rice. So my field is more on mainly to identify and diagnose a bacterial strain in the rice field. So if let's say there's any pathogen, any disease or any new disease came in, I will be collecting sample. I will identify and confirm the pathogen, cause of pathogen, and also cross-check with other country whether they have reported this or is something new in our country. So we will do this kind of R&D work. Besides that, I also do screening for plant host resistance. This is one of the main thing that we do in Madi, because in my department, rice development department, so we are releasing variety almost every year. Every 2 years or every year we are releasing variety. So part of my work is to screen for the resistance, especially for bacterial disease. Currently, we know we have bacterial panicle blight and also bacterial leaf blight disease. So all the variety that has been released, it's been going through a certain process of screening that we make sure the variety that we are releasing is tolerant to the disease. Okay, so this is also part of my job. And besides that, I also do some management of bacterial disease, be it bioorganic products or chemical products. We try to develop. We also working with some biocontrol agent and also with companies actually. So some companies, they might have good products, organics or non-organics. So we will also try it and we will see the efficacy. If it is good, we also encourage that to the farmers. Okay, so these are the job that we do in Madi as a plant pathologist. So Overall, I'll say as a skill for this, as a plant pathology that I have developed or you will acquire it when you're doing this kind of job is first of all is your critical thinking. Okay, you need to analyze, you need to come up with an idea. So you should have a critical thinking and have to be analytical because we need to analyze every data that we are getting and for the publication. Okay, and we have to be innovative. So some technology we have to just modify or we have to be creative. So we have to have this kind of skill. Presentative because we need to present this to the farmers. So farmers need to understand what we are producing, some technology that we are producing or a knowledge. It in a scientific world, it might be sound, but we have to translate it to a layman talk. So all this has to be presentative. Okay, so beside that, we have to manage the program, manage the project, and we have to have the communication skill because we are dealing with a lot of people around us. For example, farmers, we have extension agency, also among our colleagues, because we also meet a lot of other scientists from local and also from other countries. So we have to have good communication. Okay, the next slide. Okay, so I'm just putting this as a case study. Okay, as I told you before, one of our job is to identify if there's any new disease or current disease. Okay, so this is one new thing that happened in Kedah area where a few years back a new variety has been brought by farmers. Actually, it's a Madras, black Madras from India. So they brought in and they planted in Kedah. So what happened was by accidentally they introduced the bacterial leaf-like disease. So at first it was so confusing because we are not what is the causal pathogen, and actually it actually affected the whole of that area. So of course, we as a plant pathologists, we have to go and identify the causal pathogen and estimate what is the yield loss, and also have to come out with a management for this disease. So these are the basic things that we do on our work basis. Okay, next one. Okay, so far, these are my achievements. I've been involved in about 74 projects. I've done some publication, and the publication involved not only journal papers, I also involved in proceedings, oral presentation, and also I have done some agromedia. Is a layman way of giving scientific talk to farmers. And time to time, depending on the situation, we also release some pamphlet brochures to educate the farmers about the current situation, current problem, or even the variety that we are releasing. So that are the publication. And I've been involved in certain competition, which I managed to win awards for that. And there are about some findings that I've reported also. And I'm involved a lot in local conference and also training. Okay, so I myself managed to able to travel few local and also international seminars to give my talks on my finding. So this is one of the perks that we actually get as working in the agriculture industry. So we get to share a lot of our knowledge to other people while we are traveling. So if any one of you all are interested in traveling, this is also one of the perks that we are getting. Okay. So another thing is transfer of technology. This is one of the main thing in Madi because we are closely connected to the farmers. So all our R&D are based on what the farmers need, what the current problem. So we actually focusing on the farmers. So whatever technology that we are producing, we also transfer to them through seminars, talks, through training also. Okay, these are the things that we do. Okay, next one. Okay, so throughout my my experience working in Mardi in agriculture sector, so these are the things that I think could be a challenge for some people. Okay, because this agriculture work involve field works. We are not really working on air conditioner condition place every 24. I mean like every day. Okay, it's very you have to be very flexible. Some days we have to go out in the field under the sun. Some days we are working in the field. Some days we are just working in the lab. So it's not one place, but there are a lot of field work because we are working in agriculture. It involves fields, so it involves farmers. So you have to accept this. This is the working condition. Okay, and there's not. It's quite uncertain in the working hours because we know some farmer, the field, working in the field is there's no time limit. Okay, the disease can come anytime. Sometimes you might be planning something for the week, but suddenly there's a problem in the field. There's a sudden emerge of a disease, so you have to go. You have to participate. You have to consult with the farmer. So the working time is not certain. At the same time, you might need to give a report. So you just have to go to the field in the morning, settle all your work. Evening, you have to come and refinish your report. So the time is uncertain. But I think once you enjoy the process, once you are there, you will have that management skill by yourself. So and you will enjoy when once you have the passion. Okay, you have to have high energy, because this is not like you sitting in one room and doing the work. You are traveling, you are working, you are going in the lab, you are identifying, you are curious all the time. So you are also doing some writing. So you have to have the energy. Okay. So what other things that I find is probably we might have less funding compared to many other industry. So that could be a little bit of challenge. But now with the priority are given for food, agriculture with in worldwide actually. So I think it's improving in terms of funding. Okay, and also less media coverage. Yeah, of course, if any problem in agriculture, the media coverage is less compared to many other issues now. But I think it is okay as long as we are actually contributing to the food industry, to the agriculture. I think it is more self-satisfaction than this now. Okay, so these are the challenges that I can think of. So the next slide. Okay, tips for the interview. So I'm just sharing this because I've interviewed few candidates, freshies, so which I think maybe could be useful for you all. Okay, so of course, first don't postpone or don't be late for your interview. And when you're coming for the interview, make sure you have researched the company and the industry as well. For example, you're coming for my department, rice. So make sure you know about Mardi, what Mardi is doing, what are the technology we are producing, and you have to know about rice industry and overall what are the companies involved, what are the current situation, what are the variety we are actually planting. So you must know overall the situation. That will make you an outstanding when you're doing the interview. Okay, and you have to know your resume and your past work. Okay, maybe some of you, when you're coming for the interview, it has been like kept for 1 or 6 months time, so you might not really not have forgotten some of your. Make sure you refresh your past work, because from how you explain your past work, it actually gives us a good idea what you're actually capable of, what you actually did in your past work. So that will help us to decide. Okay, so it's very important. Try not to stay out of job too long before the interview. Okay, this is one more thing, because some during the interview I see like they are out of job for 1 year. Maybe for MCO time, I think it's exceptional, but in a usual time, if it is 1 year, I would prefer if you have done something. If it is not even a job, it could be taking some courses to upgrade yourself. So it shows that you are making initiative. Okay, just a good impression to the interviewer. Okay, and you have to communicate clearly and come with positive attitude. Okay, these are my tips for interview. The next one. Okay, this is tip for your career. Okay, especially in agriculture, make sure you're focused in your goal, because throughout you might be studying something and then you might end up in something. But once you know this is a field you want to go, you have to focus, you have to plan, you have to be strategized. Okay, and please invest yourself. Please upgrade your skills. Maybe you have to attend few courses or trainings, your knowledge, and also maybe pursue further your education. This is very important. When once you already decide your career, this is the next thing you should do. Okay, do not commit for more education before mapping your career. This is very important, because I see if you finish your degree, maybe master's, please join work and find your career before you go for any PhD or further work, because it's very important. Because from there, you know where you want to focus. Sometimes you might study something, or you might end up in something else. So, or you might specialize in something, very particularly focus in something. So for me, my best advice is try to do your further maybe your PhD in really a focused field according to your career. Okay, then of course you have to seek out your expert in your field. Please have more 1 or 2 people to become your reference, to time to time ask their opinion and advice. Okay, so the next thing is, of course, you need to build a good networking, not only in your working place, you have to have good networking outside of your working place. That might be helpful for you. Okay, please have a role model in your field or perhaps someone from outside. Okay, it doesn't matter, but as long as you have a role model, you can always refer, you can have inspiration for you. Okay, and the last one is please develop your own niche. Okay, even in agriculture, there are so many fields. You can be agronomist, you can be a pathologist, you can be a breeder. Even if you are a breeder, you can be a rice breeder or you can become a fruit breeder. Fruit breeder, there are many. You can become a papaya breeder or you become a pineapple breeder. There are so many fields in agriculture actually. So you have to find your niche, you have to master your niche, you have to be good in your niche. So that will make you a successful person in your career. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you very much for the fantastic sharing, Ms. Kogita. Okay, now, as usual, we will pick a few questions from the floor, but due to the constraint of time, for those questions that haven't been answered in the session, no worries and don't be sad, audience. Our speaker will try to answer your questions in the chat box if they can, okay? So the first question is asked by Carissa. Her question is, have you faced discrimination as a woman in the agriculture industry since you first started out, and if you do, how do you handle it?
Okay, so no, actually, maybe or without me realizing it, but I don't take it to my heart actually. So you see, people can say many things to you. Okay, they might feel you are weak or you not suitable for this field, but it is still you, what you decide, what you want to be. For me, so when I came to agriculture, so of course, even in my office, there's more male than women. But then it doesn't stop me from performing. So initially, even if they have a different opinion toward me, but I think throughout my career path, I have proved myself. I think that's most important. Don't take a lot of things inside you and try to prove yourself. Okay. And if that's one of my senior, they advised me. Okay, like just because we are women, it doesn't give you a chance. Like, okay, when you are like, some of them get pregnant, so they don't go to the field. No, that's not the way. Okay, if I see even now, I see some of my friends or some of my staff who are pregnant, they are still going to the field. Of course, they're not doing hard work, but they are there. They're showing that. Doesn't stop them. Okay, you have to be like that, vigilant. You have to prove yourself. Okay, so I think discrimination, it's still up to us. It can be a way that people are imposing to us, but how we are responding to it is most important. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ms. Kita, and thank you the question from Carissa. Okay, now go to the second question, which is asked by Muhammad Al-Faris. His question is, since Dr. Kogita have shown the case study that occurs on the field, so is there any new solutions are required for particular disease? And since we know the microorganism can go through a mutation and they might become resistant towards the old treatment.
Yeah, correct. So of course, when we come, in this case is if let's say there's a new disease in the field, we will try to work out with the current, whatever product that is available current, because we need to give immediate solution to the farmers, because the rice, for example, rice is planted every 6 months. So it's the continuous process. So we have to find the immediate solution and we have to find out the long-term solution. Long-term solution, of course, we need to find if there's any mutation happen. If there's a mutation, what are the solution? We can go for any organic or biocontrol agent or any other new AI which can control. So there are many options. And Mardi, we keep doing that. And also we also collaborate with many industry, including universities. So we collaborate, we come up with new technology, improve the current situation, because there's no one management that control a disease. Okay, there's no one management. It should be integrated. Okay, so of course, if you're using more pesticide, it's going to be, harm for yourself. So, but then we can't 100% control, because in terms of cost, okay, so there are costs involved here. So what we can suggest is more for integrated management. Okay, that's a whole lot of field. So yeah, that's all.
All right, thank you, Ms. Kogita. So integration might be the answer. Okay. Okay. Since like our zone manager, Mr. Sarin has raised his hand. Is there any question, Mr. Sarin?
No, thanks, Jesse, for giving me opportunity. Ms. Kogita, I'm truly inspired by your career, and I see this as become a role model and inspiring to many upcoming female students today on the call. I just want to ask one question which might be useful to others also, which was asked in one particular way in terms of any differentiation you face. But what are the generally challenges for young female when they try to join, field like you, research field, or companies like us? What are the general challenges they face, and as a female, and how can they overcome those initial challenges?
Okay, so what are the challenges for the new, especially for the young female? Okay, like for me, I would say when I first joined, I'm not from an agriculture background, so I was from biotechnology. So in my mind, I was thinking I'm going to be in the lab doing some work. Okay, but it didn't come out that way. I have to go to the field. I'm not a really totally agriculture person. I don't even know some of the trees. So it was a bit challenging, because one thing I never thought, a career in agriculture would be so successful. So yeah, the mindset is the first thing I would say. So you have to change your mindset. Okay. And of course, you cannot put yourself, say that, I cannot travel here. I know you have to be independent. So because it's involved fields, you have to drive, you have to go many places, you have to take initiative to know this and that. So that part you have to do. Okay, that I think may be challenging for some women, because some of them are maybe they're independent on someone, or even traveling and all that. So yes, that all this you have to overcome. You have to tell yourself this is nothing actually. Once you are traveling, you are becoming more independent, and you are open-minded about this, things will happen. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Question for Mr. Sarin, and thank you for answering the question, Ms. Kogita. Okay. For your information audience, we will have a photo session at the end of the event, and we encourage all of you to open your cam. So please prepare yourself with proper appearance, okay? Okay, go dress up a bit and make up a bit, okay? Now let's pass the floor back to Miss Yingling.
Thank you, Jessie, and thank you, Ms. Kogita and Mr. Sarin, for that interaction just now. I think we can set out another sessions to talk about that, another very interesting topic, okay? But now to move on with our agenda today. So after the sharing by our three speakers, I hope everyone is convinced that there are really limitless opportunities in agriculture, all right? And you may be wondering, how do you take that first step into the industry? And with that, can I please invite our HR business partner, Ms. Elma Lugore, to maybe explain to the students what FMC Malaysia can offer. Please, Elma, your floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you, Yingling. So good morning, everyone, to the students, faculty, and admin of UPM, our guest speakers. Thank you for partnering with us in this endeavor on Campus Day. And I'll be sharing with you today the key priorities of human resources and give you a glimpse of our diversity and inclusion initiatives and programs, and of course, discuss about our internship program, which is one of the highlights of this collaboration. So I cannot see the slide from my end. Okay, give me a minute. I'm not seeing the slide. Okay, so there are actually 4 focus areas in HR. First, HR being a strategic business partner in Asia Pacific. There are a lot of critical projects that HR needs to partner on, and most of these are business focused, and this is where HR support is needed in the organization. And then second is FMC has invested in HR modernization program, which creates simple, standard, and global HR processes based on leading practices that empowers leaders with easy access to employee data to make faster decisions, and also to reduce error-prone manual tasks by delivering global self-service, and increases HR's capability and capacity for strategic partnering to align with the first focus area mentioned on HR being a strategic business partner. Another focus area is related to employee development. So the current pandemic situation does not hinder us in nurturing the career of every individual. So employees and managers can still actually leverage on tools and resources such as the e-learnings and leadership programs that we're providing, both regional and global. Nevertheless, we continue to provide support to the employees' well-being through various engagement activities and continuous focus on building a diverse and inclusive culture. Next slide, please. So our core values are the root of FMC standards and belief. And from these core values, we have 7 competencies that empower us and help us bring our core values to life. So the core values are the foundation upon which we are actually building our company culture, and our competencies outline the expected standard of behavior for all employees, from individual contributors to executives. So this actually helps ensure FMC's continued growth and success for the future. So in Asia Pacific, having an engaged employee and inclusive culture means the opportunity of joining the Asia Pacific Inclusion Council and the different employee resource groups. So our Asia Pacific Inclusion Council comprises of different work streams. So we have the gender equity, the multicultural, intergeneration, and people with disability. So the goal of this Inclusion Council is to help bring FMC's global diversity and inclusion strategy into a regional action. So addressing a workplace in which everyone is valued and has the opportunity to reach their full potential. See yourself in FMC, be yourself in FMC. So this is our ambition statement. What it communicates is that we aspire to be a company that when talent consider joining FMC, they see themselves represented in our workforce when they join FMC. So this campus engagement program with UPM is linked to our competency of being inclusive and our respect for people core value. Next slide, please. So now I would like to take this opportunity to share with you as we'll launch our internship program. So we will be needing interns in different locations such as Kuala Selangor, Batu Pahat, Johor, Penang, and Cebu, Sarawak. So we would like to invite our students to experience what it's like working with FMC. So on top of the internship allowance that we will be providing, we are sure to provide you a practical and field experience. So something valuable and beneficial when you graduate and be in the real world. So please feel free to send out your application and with your letter of recommendation from UPM to the email address provided. So to conclude my discussion, let's watch these videos and see what our leaders and colleagues have to say working in FMC. Nurul, can we play the video?
Hello, my name is Saurin Shah and I am a zone manager for Vietnam, Philippines and Malaysia at FMC, and I am based out of Singapore. Respect for people is FMC's core value, and I truly love and admire culture at FMC where everyone is respected irrespective of their designation. Here, everyone can contribute. My advice to young professionals would be, don't try to change the world. It's impossible and you might get frustrated by doing that. Just do your job with full integrity and honesty and everything else would follow. At FMC, we help farmers to grow more crop in a sustainable way. And then someday you can also do the same. Thank you very much and good luck.
I'm Marge Bihasa, Marketing Manager of FMC Philippines. I heard that your university is a top university in Malaysia for agriculture. Well, you are blessed to be there. And another blessing for you is an opportunity to explore your career with us in FMC. Well, FMC, while we continue to develop new products, our company is also investing significant resources in advancing agricultural technology. In fact, in the Philippines, we are the first company to be granted registration approval for commercial use of drone in crop protection. Also this year, we are launching a new mobile application for our farmers. We call it Star Farmer App. It's a one-stop digital solution providing information and FMC services right in their fingertips. Isn't that exciting? Well, those are only few examples, but there's so much more to explore and learn in FMC. So we are excited for you to join us and learn and enjoy as much as we do. Have a great day.
Hi all students from UPM. Welcome to FMC Virtual Campus Day. I am Ivan, Marketing Projects Manager for ASEAN. My role includes providing market intelligence, managing the R&D projects, and rolling out the digital initiatives in these countries. Previously, I was the marketing manager at FMC Vietnam. All this is possible because FMC is a great listener, always encouraging employees to have a development plan and supporting it. Customer centricity is one of the core values at FMC, which means that we are always looking out for the next big opportunity. You can be rest assured that there will always be something fun to do at FMC. We look forward to having you on board with us in the FMC family. Have a great day.
Hi future leaders, my name is Mohammad Dawar and I am a marketer. From the day I stepped into ag industry and joined world's 5th largest ag chem player, FMC, as junior resource for marketing in Pakistan, to the position of marketing and business development manager in Malaysia as an expat, I have learned 3 secrets of fast career progression. Always dream big. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. If your dreams don't scare you, you're probably not dreaming big enough. Be creative. Creativity is inventing, experimenting, growing, taking risks, breaking rules, making mistakes, and having fun. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Never give up. Don't let rejection create self-doubt. The founder of Starbucks was turned down by 217 investors he initially spoke with. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and to change the world. So if you have what it takes to be the champion, this is your chance to make an exciting career with this ever-growing organization, FMC.
Hello everyone, I'm Echo Wu based in Singapore. I'm the HR Director overseeing HR matters across Asia Pacific. It is my great pleasure to have this opportunity to share a few words with you. And actually, I should thank to COVID-19 situation, because with COVID-19, we are becoming more and more creative. In the older day, maybe it takes a trip. I need to travel to Malaysia, but now I can easily talk to you virtually. So first of all, I would just say that this is the greatest time to join FMC as we are growing very fast Asia Pacific is one of the region. Malaysia is one of the country that we expect to have a big expansion. So joining FMC at this time, meaning joining a company with a lot of opportunities. So you will have a lot of chances to learn, to work on different projects. And you will have, in terms of career paths, there will be, of course, when you join a company, you join a position, but you will have opportunity to grow, and there are new opportunities in the region. At FMC, we are very passionate about talent. That is why we are having this internship program. And that is why this year in Asia Pacific, we have a lot of similar programs across different countries. Because we always believe that the most powerful and the most sustainable way to grow our talent is to train them and grow them from young. So again, we are looking for you. If you are creative, if you are determined, if you are passionate about ag science, and if you are curious, you want to find out more what you can do in this industry, welcome to apply to FMC. I look forward to your application. See you. Thanks.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Miss Alma, for such a wonderful presentation, and thank you for the video. It is so informative, and it is nice to hear from FMC team from overseas, such as Philippines, Vietnam, Pakistan, and also Singapore. Okay, thank you once again, Miss Alma. I think it will definitely be a great opportunity if our students from UPM can join us to join the FMC for their internships. The question from the floor, I know you want to hear more from Miss Alma, but unfortunately, due to constraint of time, we will not have a Q&A session with Miss Alma. But no worries, she will answer your question in the chat box if possible, okay? So now it's time for us to bring our event to an end. I would like to invite Mr. Shahid Shalem, the Asian General Manager of FMC, to give his closing speech for our event. You may, Mr. Shahid.
Thank you, Jessie. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, thanks a lot for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to address the students at UPM. Before I start, I'd like to give a special thank you to Professor Shukur and Ms. Kogita for taking out time and addressing FMC team, as well as sharing your experiences, etc., and guidance to the students of UPM. Really appreciate it. Thank you, really. I would say credit to technology. I'm currently sitting in Jakarta and being able to talk to all of you. I hope everybody's families and friends and all of you are safe. Certainly, we're going through a very challenging time with COVID, especially in ASEAN. But let us follow the safety guidelines that countries and companies we are all recommending to people. So please, I strongly recommend everybody to take this seriously and follow all the guidelines. I'm also delighted to see more than 200 people joining today. Really, that gives me so much excitement that there are so many people, especially in the field of agriculture, who took out the time to join this virtual webinar. Many times we send out a lot of invitations, but the participant rate is not that high. So I'm really happy to see all of you joining. I think, like I mentioned earlier, while our company is more than 140 or so years old, we are a very young company in Malaysia. Less than 4 years in the country, and as you can see, all our team is very young, very energetic, very vibrant, and being so young, they will be considered in our future as the pioneers or the founders of FMC Malaysia. So we started off with only 5 or 6 people 3 years ago. We are up to 30 people, and we have grown despite 2 years of totally, I would say, unprecedented conditions. As some of the speakers earlier mentioned, we are really very fortunate to be in an industry that is considered critical, that will always stay, and that is very, very stable. So all of our staff, we have been able to not only retain them, but to hire more people. Again, our role is very, I would say, it's very critical, not just in our personal lives, but also to be able to support the food industry, which is critical in these circumstances. To the students, I'd just like to say you've picked a very, very exciting field. Many youngsters these days, including my kids, they're more focused on IT or all sorts of digital related, interests. But agriculture itself, I continue to tell them, and I'd like to share with you, is very exciting, very innovative, very dynamic, and changing very rapidly. You have multiple opportunities in this industries. Somebody asked about research and what is going on in research. If you're interested in research, we are doing green technology research, sustainable products, environment-related protection, supporting the environment, how we can do in our future product portfolios. So if you have interest in that, you have opportunity in that. If you would like, in terms of application techniques, many people may not know, but drones are totally changing the dynamic of our industry. In China alone, last year, 30 million hectares of agricultural land was sprayed using drones. That is a complete transformation of the industry. For the last 100 or 200 years, it's been the sprayman. All of you have seen those pictures. They're going to change very fast. And Malaysia, to be honest, in ASEAN, it's amongst the fastest movers in terms of adopting this technology. If you would like to, go in this particular area, you could be actually what you call a licensed drone pilot and be doing that as well. Then it comes to pest identification and what's going on in the field. So there is a lot going on, I guess, in the Western countries and advanced countries in terms of being able to not only see what the pests are today, but to be able to predict what's going on. This is called precision agriculture. Again, lots of digital related activity going on in this area. Indonesia, we are pioneering some very new technology where we can send data from here directly to our headquarters in the Philadelphia, and they can predict for us the pests that might attack the farmers in the next 2 weeks. So this is very critical, very important. And there was a question related to less use of chemicals. Yes, if you are able to predict the right pest, you will use the correct product. So lots of activity going on in this area. Again, if this is an area of interest for you, certainly there's opportunities here. One other key thing that has changed tremendously is communication. Marketing, used to be very traditional, preparing banners, brochures, and leaflets and communicating like that. Now you see, this is marketing. We are marketing FMC to you guys. And in one, 2-hour session, we can have people from Singapore, Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia just joining and connecting with each other. Digital marketing is changing at a tremendous pace. We just hired a digital marketing head for Asia Pacific. And now in every country, we're looking to recruit people under marketing for digital experts in this area. As an example, just 2 weeks ago, we had a digital meeting with 1,000 farmers in all 5 major islands of Indonesia. And farmers, to be surprisingly, really enjoyed it. We had a similar, the quiz that you had earlier, we did similar quizzes for them, and they went crazy. So this marketing, I think, under this new circumstances or COVID has forced this change, is the fastest changing, I think, field for us. Again, while you might say your overall major is agriculture, but under agriculture, marketing also you can do lots of marketing. So, and again, there is HR, there is finance, there is all sorts of things. There is again a big push towards how do we get loans to farmers directly. So this is, fintech or, banks are coming into this and, to connect directly to millions of farmers who have no access to credit. So there is a lot of opportunity, a lot of change. My, feedback or comments to all of the students would be, look at your area of interest and don't think agriculture is boring and just, a field that offers very sort of limited opportunities. You can do whatever you want under agriculture. And I think in the end, I just want to say one important thing, especially addressing all the female students. Our CEO has gone out on a limb and he has said that by 2027, 5 years, less than 5 years or 5 years from now, FMC will be 50% male and 50% female. This is unheard of in an agriculture company where you wear a cap that agriculture means mostly totally male dominated. I'm already happy to say that I have 5 countries in ASEAN. Out of those 5, 2 country heads, Philippines and Thailand, are both females. So we are already at 40% in ASEAN countries in terms of country heads. And needless to say, this is not just at the country head level. We just had our first 7 or 8 females join us as sales reps in Manila, or outside of Manila. So females are happy to go out into the field. We are taking special measures to educate the rest of our team as well to support females going into the field, etc. Even including safety measures that are required. But certainly, we are well on our way to have this 50-50 ratio. So in the end, I just want to encourage all of you to explore your area of interest. I hope FMC is also in one of the, I guess, your shortlisted companies that you'd like to work in or at least do internships at. And I certainly look forward to seeing at least some of you in the FMC fold in the very near future. So thanks everybody for your time, and wish you all a safe and healthy 2021 and a very, very bright future to you all. Thank you. Thanks, Jessie.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Shahid Salim, for the fantastic closing and such encouragement to hear from you, especially for our female agriculture students. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our closing ceremony of Agriculture Career Prospect Series 1. We would like to extend our gratitude to Fakulti Pertanian, UPM, FMC Malaysia, and all the speakers from FMC, MRD, and also Pertanian for your endless support.
All right. And we hope that you have enjoyed today's event and have meaningful takeaways that will truly help in the development of your future career. All right. Now, before I go ahead and announce the best questions winner, can I just request everyone to turn on their camera so that we can have a virtual picture? That's how we keep our memories, right? So everyone, please do put on that lipsticks and all. You're looking great, looking radiant. So let's turn on your camera so that we can have a picture. So
actually, we have a total of 8 pages, yeah? you need to maintain your smile.
Okay.
Because it's just according to my screen only, this one. Okay, I will just screenshot. Okay, 1, 2. This is the first page. Okay, sorry. This is the first page. 1, 2, 3. Wait, yeah.
So keep smiling, everyone. We don't know which page you are in.
Yes. Okay, this one is the second page. Okay. Okay, ready, yeah, for second page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, now we continue to third page. Okay. Ready at third page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the fourth one. Please open out your video. The fourth one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3. So number 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, second last. Number 7 and this one. 1, 2, 3. And the last one. 1, 3.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Faiza.
Yeah, I speak the floor to you for the
Thank
moderator.
you.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Faiza, for being our virtual photographer. Appreciate that. So, so before we begin the event today, we said that we are going to give out some prizes to the best questions asked, right? So I have spoken to our 3 speakers. So I asked them to choose one, but because of the quality of the question, it was so good that they couldn't choose just one. So I would like to announce that the 2 best questions winners are Charissa Violet, who asked the question in Ms. Kogita sessions, and also Muhammad Alfaris Yufendi, who asked the question in Nick's commercial sharing session. Thank you for that participation and asking that thought-provoking questions, okay? The team would be contacting you later on the prize logistics. And if you have any inquiries on the be it the internship opportunities, or even you have some burning questions that were not able to be addressed by the speakers in time, so do not hesitate to contact our FMC HR via this email. I think this email is right now in the chat box, alma.lugaway@fmc.com. So even if it's not a question for HR, we would be helping you to forward that question to the speakers. All right. And additionally, please do follow us on FMC Malaysia Facebook page so you can keep track on our development and all the interesting initiatives that we are doing. And with that, I would like to close the event today. Thank you all for your participation and your support. And please have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, thank you to FMC.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
you.